Hey everyone, this is Mike from Real Life Counseling, and today we're going to continue on how to improve our happiness and optimism, primarily using cognitive behavioral techniques. And last time we talked about how to increase your happiness and optimism and positivity about past events, right? And we talked about um, forgiving, right? Having a sense of gratitude, recognizing that the past does not determine the future. Um, Now we're going to talk about how to increase your happiness and optimism about the future. So we know about the past, right? Now we're going to learn about the future. And again, this is based on the work of Dr. Seligman, who wrote Learned Optimism and Authentic Happiness. And what he says, this is the basic of cognitive behavioral therapy. So having some hope, optimism, um, happiness and positivity toward the future is really about cognitive behavioral therapy. It's how you think about things. And do you have a more positive self talk, a more rational, realistic self talk? Now, what he described is actually kind of interesting. He said that people that have hope, a sense of hope about the future, tend to have a more optimistic, explanatory style. And what he means by explanatory style is how people explain events, both good and bad. So what he says is this: if you are an optimist, you see good events, good things that happen as permanent. They're always going to be there. It's good, and it's going to keep being good. And you see bad events as being temporary. It's not going to last very long, right? So good events are permanent, bad events are temporary. You also see, as an optimist, you see good events as pervasive. They're basically universal. It's not that I just did good here. I'm good. I did a good job. Good, right? And bad events are more specific. I did poorly in that area, but overall I'm good, right? And they view bad events the exact opposite. Bad events are specific, right? Bad events are specific. Good events are universal, and right I'm sorry, bad events are specific and good events are universal. So that's how people that are more optimistic view things. They also view things that are good as being internal. Basically, they did it. So if something's good, it was me, right? If something bad happened, it was external to me. It was a bad situation. Someone was being unfair. So, right. So if your explanatory style is optimistic, you see good events as permanent, universal, and internal to you. And you see bad events as temporary, specific, and external. Okay? So you want to cultivate and develop a more optimistic explanatory style. Now, if you tend to think pessimistic, how do you change that? Well, first of all, you have to monitor your thoughts. So the first thing is you have to realize that there's a very famous, it's called the ABC model. And basically what this means is A is some kind of problem. It stands for adversity, some kind of adversity, some kind of problem. B is your beliefs about that problem, your thoughts, right? And C are the consequences, so the emotional and physical consequences. So here's an example. An example is, let's say you're stuck in traffic, whether you're driving or even if you're on the bus and you're just stuck in traffic, trying to get to work or school. You can't do, right? And you get frustrated. So the idea is the adversity is the traffic. The consequence is you're angry, you're upset, you're frustrated, you're anxious, you're stressed out. Maybe your stomach hurts, you're giving yourself a headache. And most people think the adversity, the traffic, is what causes the consequence, your emotional and physical upset. Cognitive behavioral therapy says no. No. It is your thoughts, your beliefs about the traffic that cause you to be upset. So the traffic's involved. It's the activating event. But really, it's your thoughts about it. If you tell yourself, this shouldn't be happening to me, this is so unfair, I can't believe it, how dare this happen, why does this always happen to me? If you engage in this kind of all or nothing thinking, this magnifying and exaggerating and catastrophizing the event, the personalizing. It's all about me. Why me? If you engage in those kind of rational, distorted thoughts, you will feel strong negative emotions. And so what you do is you identify those strong beliefs and you challenge them. You say, look, where is it written that just because I need to get somewhere on time, everything has to work perfectly? Things very rarely work perfectly. This is life. So what you say is, I would prefer it if there wasn't traffic. It would be much better for me. I'd be happier, but it's not going to destroy me. So you still might be disappointed. You still might be a little, concerned, but you won't have that deep, deep anger or rage or depression or giving yourself an upset stomach, right? So you're still not happy about it. And that's the key point. This is not about happy thoughts. Oh, everything's great. No, not everything is great. Being stuck in traffic is not great. But it's not awful. It's not terrible. There's no reason why you should damn the world. I hate this city. I hate the public transportation system. What you're doing is when you're demonizing it, you're exaggerating it, you're magnifying it. So you dispute that. You say, look, there's no reason why things should be the way they are just for me. So everyone's in the same boat, and it's disappointing, it's concerning, I'd rather not be this way, but it is. And I can deal with it. I can stand it. And that way, you start to see things in a more positive, hopeful way. So you just try to change your way you see things. You challenge those distorted thoughts, those exaggerated thoughts, those negative thoughts, and you replace them with more realistic, rational, objective, and useful thoughts. Is thinking this way useful? Is it helping me, or is it just getting me upset? Is there anything I can do about it? Where's the evidence that things have to be my way? Okay? So try to do that. It's not easy. It takes practice, repetition, going over it again and again and again, kind of giving yourself some homework. But this should develop your more optimistic explanatory style and make you happier in terms of the future, being more hopeful. So now we've talked about how to increase happiness and optimism for the past, and how to increase happiness and optimism in the future. Next time we're going to talk about how do we have happiness and optimism in the present. So that'll be in the next video. All right, if you like this video, just hit the like button. If you want to subscribe, please do. And if you want some notifications of when the next video comes out, hit that bell and leave any comments, and I'll respond to all comments. See you next time. Thanks.